My name is Bishop Karanja, Kahinga. I really appreciate if people call me pastor. Before you become a bishop, you are a pastor. And I think that's the way I would like to be addressed to. The issue of Sacco in Life Reformation, this was an idea that was birthed out of experiences that we had at that particular time. Pastor Joroge, the senior pastor by then, he had traveled to the US, and he was there for 9 months, consecutive months. I was left running the church. By the time he left, there was no money, and I had some problems of paying the workers, and people coming and asking for help, which I could not offer because we didn't have money. And as we tried to talk one of the evenings, as we discussed, the idea of a Sacco came up. And we said, look, can we hear about it? Can we plan about it? So we discussed, the five of us, we discussed and we agreed. Now, I think that should be the way forward. But of course, we could not do anything until the senior pastor has come. So when Joroge returned, then we told him this is what we are thinking about. Then Joroge had this idea of talking about saving and all that. So that gave him an opportunity to emphasize, before even you pay your tithe, at least you'd pay 20 shillings to the Sacco. Because what we did is we started the Sacco within the church, and it first catered for the church members. And after some time, then we had to open it for other churches. And when that started and we grew, the pressure that was on the offering from people outside, my house is locked, my child has been expelled from school, actually that ceased. And we now were able to manage the church. And there's Kingdom, actually that's how it was birthed. And since then, we moved on. I'm supposed to be member number 5. What happened is that we concentrated on registering other members. So I was reminded, and you have not registered. So I had to register. So I'm member number 216. That's you see, people embraced the idea of a Sacco, and actually it took up very well. And since then we moved, and we were able to go over the handles. We could operate. We prepared just at the entrance of the church. That's where we put the desk there. As people came in, as people went out. Actually, they found some tellers there to help them, and that's how we started the Sacco, and it moved on very well. Personally, it has been of a great help, because after some time, when we were there in Githurai, we had bought a plot where I am now. Some time ago, we had bought that plot with an idea that we will be opening a church in the near future. So it came to my idea now that Joroge is there and we are moving on. He's able. Actually, he's even better than me. Then I thought it's now an opportunity for me to move to the other. After all, we had identified that place and we had bought the plot. And that's how I ended up in going to Wendani. The place is called Wendani. I went there and started, but that did not, I did not move from the Sacco. So I continued to be a member of the Sacco up to date. And the Sacco, Kingdom Sacco, has really been of great benefit to me as a pastor and as a person. Initially, when we started, I was able to educate my children. What I did is I gave them the log book for my car, and I would usually get a loan from them and pay off the school fees for my children. And that's how I educated my children all the way to university, 4 of them. And then after that, I had to, again, now think of development. And we had to buy, I had now to think of development. So the issue of, now when I went there, there was a struggle. There was a struggle in between, because I want to go, some people don't want me to go. So the people who were at that time, with the elders thought of exchanging the plot that was there to because in Githurai we were renting that time. So they exchanged. And so I followed the guy, and we entered into a release agreement, and I rented for 5 years, and again another 5 years. And then all of a sudden, one day after, with a new lease, the guy just came, and he came with somebody, and he said, meet the new owner of this plot. I was thrown into panic. I had just finished preaching first service. I'm now preparing to go and preach for the second service. I was thrown into panic. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say, where to begin. I saw the end of the ministry at that particular time. But luckily, I remembered Kingdom Sacco. So I went to Kingdom Sacco. No, before I went to Kingdom Sacco, I went to Equity Bank, and they give me a loan of 7 million, because the plot that I had identified was costing 7 million. So they advanced me the loan of 7 million. But now the issue was payment, and at that particular time, the interest was at 26%. It was killing. This is a young church. I have no money. I don't know what to do. It is one time that I met with Mr. Menya, who was the CEO at that particular time, and I told him what I'm going through. He said, Pastor, you don't have to worry. Come to the office, we talk. I don't know what he did. He bought the loan, my loan from Equity Bank. He paid off the loan, so I was left with Kingdom Sacco. So I cleared the first 7 million, and immediately took another 7 million. And I was able now I paid, the first 7 was to pay for the land, and then the other 7 was to start building. So and by the God's grace, I was able to clear those 2 rows very fast. And then we continued with building. I went back to Kingdom Sacco again. I took another loan of 10 million. And I was able now to continue with the structure. And I realized I could not roof because the money was finished. I got back to them, okay, can I have a top-up of 2 million? And they gave me another 2 million. So I was able to roof the building. So as we talk, we have a sanctuary now that accommodates, it's a 3,000-seater. All that is out of the help that I have gotten from Kingdom Sacco. So I'm one of those who have benefited from it, not because I started, but because I had the opportunity to be a member and invest in the Kingdom Sacco. And not only that, even personally, I have benefited because I bought land through money from, even right now I bought another land for the church. That is 17.5 million. I just took that loan last year. I'm servicing it. So I am one of those that have really benefited from this circle. And I thank God, and my prayer is that that God will help us to move on, so that at least we can touch many lives. And not only that, many pastors have come to me wanting to know how I've gotten money to build, and I've told them there's a way. So I've introduced so many pastors to Kingdom Sacco, and they have benefited. They have built, others have bought land out of just my connection with the Kingdom Sacco. So generally, I want to say it's a good forum for those that are really want to develop, because personally, if it was not of Kingdom Sacco, I would still be down there struggling. But today I'm somewhere because Kingdom Sacco has lifted me up, and I'm able to move on. Kingdom Sacco, with this kind of management that we have and that we are proposing, and we are trying to enhance. First of all, don't forget that when it is a Christian-based circle, The organization is not just like the secular one. So with the fear of the Lord, I see Kingdom Sacco headed to greater heights, and it should be beneficial to many, many, many people, and more so to Christians and pastors. You know, in ordinary banks, churches cannot get loans, but the Kingdom Sacco, they listen, and once you prove that you're able to pay, then you get the amount you want. So where we are headed is that we going to penetrate, and we are going to touch many, many lives on this one. And that's how I tell people, you need to belong to a Christian-based circle like this one, because this one is of greater help. And that's why you realize that many, many pastors are getting into it. So it has got a future, a great future, if we continue with the same kind of management. You know, where there is perfection, the devil is never happy. But with people who are alert and have the Spirit of God, they're able to pick up very quickly and put things in order. So it's my belief that we are going far. We are going far.